What is going on, IE Sports Radio fans? It's your boy, the best kept secret of IE Sports Radio, the SoCal Saint, back at it again with another all new edition of the premier professional wrestling podcast on this network, on this microphone, even on the internet. That's right, it is the IE Wrestling Show, and I am the best in the world at what I do on this microphone for all of your entertainment. That was a little bit of CM Punk references, of course. If you are a fan of the show, you know I am a fan of Punk. And we're going to get into some Punk talk here in a little bit. But please, I just want to say thank you once again for tuning in live here today on the SoCal Saints premier time slot on the IE Sports Radio Network. Start your morning off if you're on the West Coast with your boy. If you're here in Central or the Eastern Standard Time zones, let's continue that afternoon grind with some wrestling news and wrestling content and some results for this past weekend's big premium live event, NXT Deadline. That's right. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. Just want to say real quick, please follow your boy on the X at IE Wrestling Show. That's at IE Wrestling Show. Follow IE Sports Radio at IE Sports Radio is our main page, the main hub, where you can find all of our shows listed under that banner. Do yourself a favor and check out IESportsRadio.com. That's IESportsRadio.com. You can actually join for free, and you can interact with all the hosts for every show that's under the IE Sports Radio banner. You can read blog postings. You can check out old episodes of our shows if you are just tuning in, if you haven't been with us from day one. That's cool if you're just now hearing about us from word of mouth or some friend that introduced you to one of the great shows that are on our network and you want to listen to some past episodes. Do yourself a favor and go to IESportsRadio.com and you'll find the links to all of our old episodes there. You'll see links to the official Spreaker page of every show as well. If you're listening live on the Spreaker, thank you very much. If you're listening later on one of the many downloads, which would be on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, we got it. Check us out there. And as well on YouTube, if you're listening after the live broadcast on the recorded episode on YouTube, thank you once again. Show us some love. Hit a like. Hit a share, hit a subscribe button, and just show us some love, man. If you like what we do, that's all we really ask. If you even want to do a little bit more than that, and you're looking for the fan that is a fan of IE Sports Radio, whether that be your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your father, your mother, your mother-in-law, father-in-law, grandparents, great-grandparents, if they're a fan of IE Sports Radio and you want to show some love our way, do yourself a favor and hit the IE Sports Radio merch store at IESportsRadio.com and buy themselves a nice hat, a t-shirt, and show some love for us and show some love for them that you got them exactly what they're asking for Christmas. I'm sure Santa will approve. Also, if you want to do us a favor, show some love to our official sponsor. That's PlanetJerky.net. That's PlanetJerky.net. It is the 100% 100% beef brisket, beef jerky, no MSG, low in sodium, high in protein, delicious. It's good. It is freaking delicious. I have tasted it with my own lips. It is so delicious, and I got to do myself a favor and actually buy some more here when I have the opportunity, when I'm done doing the Santa business that I am as a father and finish buying my son his Christmas gifts. I'm getting ready for the holidays. But do yourself a favor, go to PlanetJerky.net and buy yourself some delicious 100% beef brisket jerky. Planet Jerky, this jerky is on a whole other planet. Ooh, yeah! So, guys, we got a lot to talk about. A lot of wrestling news here. We're going to jump right into it. So, it was just announced last week after the airing of my show that WWE announced its fourth signing class for its NLI program. Of course, the NLI program stands for Next in Line. This is when the WWE goes to colleges throughout the country and overseas, and they basically, they do what professional teams do in professional sports, for basketball, baseball, and football, and they recruit the next in line, which would be the next superstars, the future of the WWE, coming from colleges here in the United States and overseas. And these are the newest signees, the 14 collegiate athletes from 10 different NCAA conference championship teams. The first is going to be Adam Berghorst of Indiana State. He played there on their baseball team. Bailey Humphrey from Baylor, right here in Texas. From Baylor, she was a part of the acrobatics team. Darcy Kahn from Howard University, track and field. Desmond Coleman from Liberty, also track and field. Grace Stevens from Mammoth, also track and field. Jeremy Cody from Miami, also track and field. Josh Piercy from Rice, football. Callie Tursa from Kennesaw State, track and field again. Lucas Davison from the University of Michigan, the wrestling team. That's awesome. Momin Saeed, William and Mary for football. Serena Linton from Arkansas, gymnastics. Skyla Schultz from Michigan State, gymnastics. Selene Glover from Ohio State, cheerleading. And last but not least, Stephen Buchanan from the University of Oklahoma, wrestling. That is right, guys. These are the 14 new signees for this class, the fourth signing class of the Next in Line program from the WWE. These guys will be starting at the Performance Center, where they will be trained, they will harness their skills, and eventually be called up to the WWE's premier developmental roster, NXT. Before we get any further into the news, I did want to... I totally lost train of thought because I had this idea planned to do this. I just wanted to do a shout-out. I know this is not wrestling related, but I was a big fan of this TV show, and it was really sad to see that this brilliant actor passed away yesterday. So I just want to say shout-out to Andre Braugher. Rest in peace, Captain Holt, from if you were a fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or if you watched him years ago on that show Homicide: Life on the Streets. Andre Braugher was just a fantastic actor, and if you're a big comic book nerd like myself, he actually played Darkseid. He did the voice of Darkseid in a Batman-Superman cartoon film. I believe it was Superman Batman Apocalypse, I think was the name of that particular movie. If you haven't seen it, that's actually a really great DC animated film. And he was awesome as the voice of Darkseid, just that loud, deep, booming voice of his. And he was definitely one of my favorite parts, if not the best part of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So he will be sorely missed. Passed away at the very young age of 61. Andre Braugher, a.k.a. Captain Holt, rest in peace. Just wanted to give a shout out there for that. Just show my respects. And let's get back into the wrestling news, guys. So, Matt Riddle and Dolph Ziggler, former WWE superstars, have both been announced for MCW Fan Jam 2 on February 4th, 2024. Both athletes will be competing at this event. Dolph Ziggler no longer can use that name because that is trademarked of WWE. He will be going by his given name of Nick Namath. And, of course, Matt Riddle, that's his actual name, so he can use that. So, MCW Pro Wrestling's Adrenaline Championship Wrestling presents Fan Jam 2, February 4th, 2024. I don't have any... that's all the news I have, really, for that. There is no link or where you could purchase tickets or where exactly is it happening. So I do apologize for that. Let's see here. Backtracking to the NLI program. So just want to shout out big congratulations to the daughter of WWE superstar Brock Lesnar, Maya Lesnar. Maya Lesnar actually just recently broke the shot put record with a mark of 18.50 meters. In her career this year, she has earned all Mountain West honors and came in first place in the weight throw while competing at the Indoor Mountain West Championships. Maya Lesnar, the daughter of Brock Lesnar, has already followed in her father's footsteps in athletics, as she is a shot putter for Colorado State currently, and she has her eyes set on competing in the Olympics. Apparently, while speaking on a recent episode of the Pat McAfee Show, the former WWE SmackDown announcer Pat McAfee noted that he had been told that Maya is preparing to represent the United States in the Olympics. Sources have told me that Maya Lesnar is now 224 pounds of all muscle, ready to throw a rock for the United States of America when her time comes, and beat the hell out of everybody else. This is from the lips of Pat McAfee himself. Maya has yet to comment on whether she will compete on the 2024 games, but if she's anything like her father, I believe that she will probably gain the one thing that her father never did, and that would be an Olympic gold medal. That's for sure, because that's one thing that Brock Lesnar did not do. He won the NCAA heavyweight championship in freestyle wrestling when he was in college, but he never did compete at the Olympic level like Kurt Angle. But I'm sure if he did, I'm sure Lesnar would have left that Olympic Games with a gold medal. I mean, without a doubt. But I believe his daughter could be the Lesnar of the family to actually achieve that feat. So hopefully there's some truth to that. I would like to see her compete in the Olympics. Let's get some TNA talk, guys. So TNA Wrestling, of course, we are just a few weeks away from Impact Wrestling reverting back to its old popular name of TNA Wrestling. And some big news has been announced. TNA is returning to New Orleans. That is my family's backyard on my mother's side. My mother's side of the family comes from New Orleans, Louisiana. I am a big fan of the New Orleans Saints, of course. Let's not talk about it. I know the season hasn't been going as great for us as I had hoped, but it is what it is. But TNA is returning to New Orleans with TNA No Surrender and TNA Bayou Blast. Bayou Blast will be taped in NOLA. And No Surrender and the Bayou Blast will both be taped in New Orleans, Louisiana on February 23rd and February 24th. They're definitely branching out into different markets that they have ever really traveled to, and there will be both events will be taking place in the Alario Center in New Orleans, Louisiana. Tickets and more info are available at TNAWrestling.com. TNA No Surrender Friday, February 23rd, and TNA Wrestling Bayou Blast Saturday, February 24th. So if you want some more news, if you're going to be in the New Orleans area for these events, check it out. Go to TNAWrestling.com and see if there's any tickets available as of yet. And continuing with TNA talk, I just seen today on X, just before I went live, that TNA Wrestling has signed former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion multiple times over. He is Kushida. That's right, the time breaker himself. Kushida has officially signed an exclusive deal with TNA Wrestling. Kushida will be debuting for TNA Wrestling, re-debuting for TNA Wrestling here soon. So Kushida will be one of the many names that has just signed an exclusive contract with TNA Wrestling. That's really cool to see. Congratulations, Kushida. Congratulations to TNA. And further congratulations to TNA with this news here that I came across a few days ago. TNA Wrestling partners with Endeavor Streaming to distribute its own on-demand subscription service, TNA Plus, starting January 5th. TNA Wrestling, formerly Impact Wrestling, a subsidiary of Anthem Sports and Entertainment, has partnered with Endeavor Streaming to launch its new global on-demand streaming service, TNA Plus, on Friday, January 5th. Under a multi-year agreement, Endeavor Streaming will power the new TNA Plus app, providing fans with an improved user experience across various platforms. This partnership brings together TNA Wrestling's expertise with Endeavor Streaming's knowledge in delivering innovative streaming services, marketing tools, and analytics. TNA Plus will leverage Endeavor's experience with major sports organizations to expand its reach and digital revenue. The relaunched TNA Plus app boasts a dynamic new look, expanded options, and increased functionality. It allows fans to stream the company's flagship weekly TV show, tune in to exciting pay-per-view events, view the full TNA archive, access exclusive original content and wrestler-created series, interact with their favorite TNA stars. TNA Plus will be available on various platforms, including, but not limited to, TNAWrestling.com, iOS, tvOS, and Android mobile apps, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, and many more. 2 membership tiers are going to be offered. The special attraction tier is going to be access to the full TNA Impact Wrestling library and all TNA Plus special pay-per-view programming, excluding the 4 major annual events. That will be available for $9.99 monthly or $95.99 annually. Or if you want to upgrade to the World Championship tier, all perks of the special attraction tier plus the 4 major annual pay-per-view events, that is offered at $219.99 annually. Endeavor Streaming, a subsidiary of Endeavor, is a global leader in premier video distribution and monetization for live and on-demand content. They are the trusted partner for leading global brands and power streaming services like NYFW, NWSL, UFC Fight Pass, NBA League Pass, and of course, oversees the WWE Network. With its new partnership, relaunched app, and diverse content offerings, TNA Plus is poised for success in the competitive streaming market. Fans can look forward to a more engaging and personalized viewing experience. This is the official press release from TNA Wrestling. So TNA Plus app. And if you kept hearing me say the name Endeavor Streaming, that's because, and it says it's a subsidiary of Endeavor. Yes, you heard that correctly, correlated. It is the same company that is the owner of the WWE. Endeavor is the parent company to TKO, which is the holding group that WWE and the UFC are now bannered under. So yeah, so the company that owns WWE and the UFC now, with their streaming service, will help and create the TNA Plus app. Endeavor is just taking over, guys. This is just huge news for the professional wrestling landscape. This is huge news for professional wrestling fans of TNA/Impact. I was a fan of TNA Impact. I've gotten back into it over the years, but I was definitely there for its glory years when it first started back in 2002. I still remember when they used to do the $10 weekly pay-per-views every Wednesday. Then they did this one event that actually brought a lot of eyes to their product who hadn't really yet invested the time or the money into TNA wrestling at the time. It was back in, I think, the spring of 2003, yes. They offered a 1-cent pay-per-view that I actually recorded on VHS. I did you know how you used to have to record, man, it's been so long since some of these young kids have no idea what it was like having to record things with a blank VHS tape while it was on TV live. That was a task in itself that I don't miss. But yes, they offered a 1 cent. That's right, 1 cent pay-per-view, which was their best, and it was like basically like a greatest hits of TNA up to that point. It definitely introduced fans like me, who were not really up to date with what TNA was doing or what TNA was all about at the time, because this was a time where WWE was the only thing wrestling-wise on television. WCW and ECW had been gone for a couple years already. It was just the WWE, and TNA did this 1 cent pay-per-view, which gave everyone a first look at some talents that we still see today, like Chris Sabin, like an Alex Shelley, like a Jay Lethal, like an AJ Styles. All these guys, Christopher Daniels included in there as well. All these guys got their first. I got my first glance at all these potential and future stars from this 1 cent pay-per-view. So it's really great to see TNA Wrestling doing the damn thing. I can't wait to see it. I'm really excited, guys. I'm really excited to see TNA do some big, big things here. Let's see. Let's move on here. Carmelo Hayes from NXT, the former NXT champion, former NXT North American champion, was announced by the booker of NXT, the man who runs the show for NXT now, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, the two-time Hall of Famer. Shawn Michaels has announced. He announced a couple days ago via WWE's social media platforms on Facebook and on X that the former NXT champion Carmelo Hayes has been revealed as the mystery NXT superstar competing for a chance to be the United States champion. He will now be the man who will face Grayson Waller in the United States Championship tournament to decide who will be the number one contender to the United States Championship for Logan Paul to compete against at the Royal Rumble. just announced yesterday, or a couple days ago actually, NJPW Wrestle Kingdom 18 will feature the debut of a new championship. That's right. Gone is the IWGP United Kingdom Championship. Gone is the IWGP United States Championship. Those titles no longer exist. It was officially announced by the president of NJPW that at Wrestle Kingdom, there will be a three-way match between Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay, and David Finlay, with the winner determining the inaugural IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion. The title will replace the now defunct IWGP United States / UK Heavyweight Championship, which was eliminated after Power Struggle when Finlay destroyed Ospreay's title belts. The event is scheduled for Thursday, January 4th at the Tokyo Dome, and it will stream live on NJPW World at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. So, the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship will be decided the first ever champion will be decided in a three-way dance between AEW's Jon Moxley, Bullet Club's David Finlay, and New Japan / AEW's Will Ospreay. That's really wild to see, guys. Really wild to see. Even more wild to see is that WWE has officially announced CM Punk's first WWE match back as an active member of the WWE roster. CM Punk's first match back will be a live event, and get this to all my buddies back home in LA. That's right, that's what we do because LA always does it big. Shout out to the Los Angeles Lakers this weekend winning the NBA in-league tournament, the first ever. Of course the Lakers are going to make history because it's the fucking Lakers Lake Show. That's what we do, baby! Sorry, I had to just get that out. But shout out to LeBron and crew for winning the first ever NBA Cup, because that's what the Lakers do, man. We set records, we make records, we set records, and we make history. What it do, baby, what it do. But anyway, WWE about to make history as they ventured to the site of AEW's last pay-per-view event, which was this past month in November, which was the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California. The Kia Forum, formerly known as, and will always be known to me as, the Great Western Forum, which was the former home of the Los Angeles Lakers. The Kia Forum will host a WWE live event Saturday, December 30th. It's the WWE Live Holiday Tour event at the Kia Forum, and it was officially announced for this show that it'll be Dominic Mysterio, that's Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the former NXT North American champion, more on that later, will go one-on-one with the best in the world, CM Punk. That's right, CM Punk's first official match back as an active member of the WWE roster. He'll be going one-on-one with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. That's insane, guys. And long-term storytelling there, if you if you believe what the internet's saying. Excuse me while I take a sip of my delicious water. CM Punk, many, many years ago, when he was feuding with Rey Mysterio on the eve, leading into WrestleMania 26. Yes, that's right, WrestleMania 26, which was the site of the Shawn Michaels Undertaker retirement match. Of course, they had a banger, Rey Mysterio and CM Punk. I mean, their feud was great. They had a great WrestleMania match at that event. But it was leading up into this event where CM Punk kind of called out. If you look it up, you can actually find it on YouTube. There's this segment between the Mysterio family and then the Straight Edge Society came out and interrupted because they were celebrating the birthday of young Aaliyah Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's daughter. Dominic was there, of course, with Rey's wife Angie, and Dominic was a little bit older at this time. This was many years after the Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, I'm Your Papi, custody for Dominic storyline that happened back in 2005. So he had already grown up quite a bit, so he was already taller than Rey by this time. And Punk was already calling out Dominic at that time, so I feel like this is like long-term storytelling here with Rey Mysterio, with Dominic Mysterio being the first opponent for CM Punk back in the WWE. So if you haven't already purchased tickets for the Kia Forum show on Saturday, December 30th, do yourself a favor. Maybe it could be a nice little Christmas gift for your son, your daughter, your brother, your husband, your father, your grandfather, who's a big WWE fan. That would be nice to have that put in their stockings for the holiday season. They will be witnessed to the WWE in-ring return of CM Punk. And speaking of CM Punk, just to throw more salt in the wound for AEW, Seth Rollins and CM Punk's promo segment that took place this past Monday Night on Raw, when Punk officially signed on the dotted line to be exclusive to Monday Night Raw, this segment attracted over 21,500,000 views and counting across official WWE social media platforms in just 24 hours. Also, the in-ring promo with CM Punk and Seth Rollins was by far the most watched quarter hour of last night's Raw. Or two nights ago's Raw. Excuse me, this was written yesterday. 1.88 million viewers, 0.62 with the demographic between ages 18 to 49 rating on a show that averaged a 1.47 million, 0.46. That's insane. So their segment alone was rated higher than the entire show in general. That's fucking insane, guys. This segment alone, let me repeat that, was the highest rated thing, even more so than the entire 3-hour Monday Night Raw episode. Now, this is how you do business, guys. This is how you do business. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, there is no love between these two men. They don't like each other. They don't have to like each other to respect each other, though. They don't have to like each other to make money. And that's what this is all about. This is about making money. This is about making money. This is about selling a pay-per-view. This is about doing business. You hear that, Tony Khan, all the way in Jacksonville? You hear that, Young Bucks? You hear that, Adam Page? It's about putting aside personal differences for the greater good, for the company, to make money. Because that's what this business is about, making money. How fucking original of a concept is that? CM Punk and Seth Rollins are going to have the hottest fucking feud leading into WrestleMania, and I guarantee you this, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is going to be the main event of Night 1 of WrestleMania in Philly. No doubt about it. I'm calling it right now, right here. Night 1's main event is Rollins and Punk for the World Heavyweight title. Night 2 is going to be Cody and Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, running it back. I'm guaranteeing that right now. You can fucking quote me on that. You can take that to the bank because it is going to be fact. You heard it here first on the IE Wrestling Show. And it's because of this. This is how you fucking do business. These guys are breaking fucking social media view records. Punk is already selling tons of merch. Punk has officially threw his name into the hat. So the first two entrants of the WWE Royal Rumble next month are officially Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Guys, it's anyone's guess now. It's anyone's guess who's winning. At first I said Cody's doing it again. He's going 2 for 2 at the Rumble. But now I'm not so sure. Will they give the Royal Rumble win to CM Punk? Man, it's a tough one. It's possible. I gotta say at this point, it's very, very possible. It's definitely 50-50 now. I was more of the fact that Cody was a definite. Like, I didn't not even give it a second guess. Now, I gotta say not so sure. I have to say not so sure at this point. But there it is, guys. Man, there it is. So big stuff happening in the WWE, and we're not even close to January yet, but already the road to WrestleMania is shaping up to be something just fucking spectacular. And I cannot wait. And I will be along for the journey with all of you loyal listeners the entire time as we lead into WrestleMania, because this is the hottest period of wrestling's all year long, and this is my hottest period as a host for this beautiful wrestling program that I put on for you every single week. I cannot wait, guys. Just go along for the ride with me and enjoy it, because it's going to be fucking awesome. So we're going to take a quick little break, guys. Let's hear for some of our other beautiful shows here on IE Sports Radio, and I will be back with you in just one moment. Stay tuned, guys.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Colin Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From where we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back to IE Sports Radio's premier professional wrestling podcast on this network. It is your direct feed for all that is professional wrestling on the only network that is your direct feed for all that is sports. I am talking about the IE Wrestling Show. It is your boy, the SoCal Saint. Thanks again for still tuning in to our awesome, lovely podcast here today. We talked about some wrestling news leading into some big news for TNA. They're starting their own, relaunching their own app, TNA Plus. With Endeavor, which is the parent company of the WWE and the UFC, which is crazy to even hear, man. Big news with that company, man. And then, of course, big news with CM Punk and Seth Rollins setting social media ablaze with their awesome segment this past Monday night on Raw, as well as having the highest rated segment in the entire episode of Monday Night Raw, even rated higher than their entire episode of that show. How can one segment be rated higher than the entire episode of which it was a part of? That's just insane to me, but it happened. That's when the most people tuned in to Monday Night Raw was just for that moment, and that's why I'm telling you that's going to be a big money feud leading into WrestleMania for sure. But speaking of wrestling, let's get into the results of this past weekend's final premium live event for the WWE, and that came to us by way of the developmental system of the WWE. That is, of course, the NXT brand with NXT Deadline, which was live streamed thanks to Peacock and the WWE Network internationally. This took place this past Saturday night, December 9th, 2023, at the Total Mortgage Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And the show kicked off with an awesome pre-show match between Axiom and Nathan Frazier, with a great win for Axiom, going one-on-one with Nathan Frazier with a victory at 10 minutes and 50 seconds of the match. After the pre-show was over, the event started with the Heartbreak Kid, two-time WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels standing in the ring, asking everyone, "Are you ready?" I said, "Are you ready?" And then you heard the familiar chords of Living Colour's Cult of Personality. And CM Punk returned to the NXT brand for the first time since 2012, when the last time CM Punk was ever a part of NXT, when he teamed up with his future WrestleMania opponent, Seth Rollins, who at the time when Seth Rollins was NXT champion, the very first, mind you, and CM Punk was in the thralls of his historic WWE championship reign. So CM Punk showed up to NXT, kind of, I want to say, taking a little bit of a petty shot at Shawn Michaels, wearing a Bret the Hitman Hart hoodie when he met with Shawn Michaels. But it was nice. CM Punk said he's out here having some fun, and he wanted to, bury the hatchet and just move on with his life. And he seems like he's genuinely really enjoying himself in this current reign and current run with the company. I'm hoping that this lasts. I really do, because I would love to see CM Punk be a future part of the WWE for years to come. And he gave Shawn a hug, and they took a selfie that I'm sure set some social media records as well. And then we led into the event with the very first match for the NXT North American Championship. Dirty Dominic Mysterio defending his NXT North American title against the replacement for Wes Lee, who is now out having to have back surgery, unfortunately. So still, we're sending out love and support and prayers of healing and hopefully a speedy recovery for Wes Lee. But his replacement was SmackDown superstar Dragon Lee, who Dragon Lee had Rey Mysterio, which is Dirty Dominic's father, in his corner. Rey is still convalescing and going through therapy, trying to recover from his recent knee surgery. But that didn't stop Dragon Lee or Rey Mysterio from celebrating the victory, as Dragon Lee defeated Dirty Dominic Mysterio to become the new NXT North American champion. Congratulations to Dragon Lee. He is the new NXT North American champion. And then we led into the first of two Iron Survivor Challenge matches, where it would determine the number one contender to the NXT Women's Championship at the next upcoming event, New Year's Evil. And the winner of the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge would be Blair Davenport. She defeated Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Kalina Jordan, and Fallon Henley. With three falls, that was the victory there. Blair Davenport at the end of the match had 3 falls. Stratton had 1 fall. Lash Legend had 2. Kalina Jordan unfortunately did not gain any falls, and Fallon Henley only had 1 as well. So Blair Davenport was victorious in the Iron Survivor Challenge, defeating all the other competitors in the match. Blair Davenport will challenge Lyra Valkyria at New Year's Evil. And in an awesome one-on-one match, because why else? I mean, how else could it not be? Carmelo Hayes defeated Lexis King one-on-one at Deadline. Very great match between these two. Lexis King really proving that he could be one of the biggest names in NXT's future. Definitely hanging with the former NXT champion. Carmelo Hayes getting the win over Lexis King. And at the end of the match, Lexis King said he did not have anything to do with the attack on Carmelo Hayes' buddy Trick Williams, and that he did this all for the fame. He did it all to have a match on NXT Deadline. So he thanked Carmelo, even though it was a loss. So this was all for publicity, and it did what I'm saying. I guess his plan worked. Unfortunately, he didn't win the match, but his plan did work. And in the second Iron Survivor Challenge match, which was the men's Iron Survivor Challenge to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship at New Year's Evil, man, I gotta hand it to him. This boy, I have grown to be a fan of him. At first, when I saw him come into NXT, I thought he was just going to be basically just there to be the heavy, to be the lackey of Carmelo Hayes. But man, has Trick Williams really come into his own. Whoop that Trick. What? Whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. Oh yeah. Whoop that Trick. That's right. Whoop that Trick. Whoop that Trick. That's right. Trick Williams defeated Dijak, Josh Briggs, Tyler Bate, and Braun Breaker with 4 falls to become the men's Iron Survivor Challenge winner, and he will win. I think he could. I think he is the hottest act on NXT right now. It's crazy how a guy went from being the heavy to being the hottest act on the NXT roster. It kind of reminds me of let's take it back to the new generation. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of a wrestling history lesson. It kind of reminds me of the relationship between Shawn Michaels and Diesel, aka Kevin Nash, because back in the day they were known as the dudes with attitude, and Shawn Michaels seemed to be the future, where Diesel was the quote unquote the heavy, the bodyguard. He was watching HBK's back, but lo and behold, he started gaining momentum himself. Diesel started becoming the more popular of the two, and then Diesel became the WWE champion. And Diesel was the man over Shawn Michaels. I'm sure, Shawn's time did come, but Shawn had to take a back seat to Diesel at one point. And so I feel like now it's the same, it's kind of the same thing between Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, just in reverse, as Carmelo was the NXT champion at the time, and now Trick has really come into his own. He's getting a lot better on the mic. He's damn sure talented in the ring, and it shows. The crowd loves him. His entrance music is dope. The Whoop That Trick chant is really getting strong. I'm still waiting for a Whoop That Trick t-shirt, unless that's something that WWE doesn't own. I don't know, but we'll see. But Trick is very popular with the NXT crowd, so I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Trick Williams. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on with this whole whodunit situation between Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes. Who was the guy that took out Trick Williams, a couple weeks back? And I think it's leading to what everybody's assuming it's going to lead to. We're going to get a feud between Trick and Carmelo, brothers at odds. And I think that's going to lead into either... I feel like they will have a big blow-off match WrestleMania weekend at NXT Stand and Deliver. That's what I think this is leading to. If it doesn't happen before then, it's going to happen at NXT Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend. That's what I think. Maybe Trick will win. Maybe Trick will be the NXT champion when this happens. Who knows? But man, Trick Williams is dope. Hey, shout out to Marcus Losgreat in the chat room. Shout out, brother. Shout out to Taryn Rodriguez. I didn't get a chance to say what's up to you as I saw you in the chat room. But man, shout out to Marcus coming into the chat room, listening to the show. I appreciate it, man. Much love. Thank you so much. But yeah, man. I totally agree with what you're saying here in the chat room. He's saying, I'm talking about Trick, and he says that he has some nice heat right now. And this is very true, and he has found his way. Ever since splitting up with Carmelo, and it wasn't even like it was a bad split. It was just, he laid it out like, I gotta do my own thing, you're doing your own thing, let's do our own things together. Let's get that money together, let's get that bag together, son. You know what I'm saying? And Trick, man, he really is just super, super popular with the NXT crowd, man. The first chords of his music hits, and the crowd is just with their arms going up and down. Whoop that Trick! Whoop that Trick! Man, he's a breath of fresh air for the NXT brand for sure. I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Trick Williams. And we got the second to last match on the card for NXT Deadline was a steel cage match between Kiana James and Roxanne Perez. Decent match. It wasn't too bad. This is the first steel cage match for these two ladies. I think this may have been the first steel cage match for NXT, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It may have been the first steel cage match for the women, if there hasn't already been a steel cage match for the men, because I can't really recall a steel cage match on NXT involving any superstars. I could be wrong. If anybody's listening live in the chat room, or if you're listening on the download, hit me up on X at IE Wrestling Show and correct me if I'm wrong. So, because I'm really having like a brain fart at the moment. Like, I cannot think of another time there was a steel cage match in NXT. But Kiana James ended up defeating Roxanne Perez in this match, not without controversy, as she defeated Roxanne Perez with the help of, what is her name? Oh, wow, it escapes me at the moment, but it was another one of the NXT women's superstars that came out and assisted her in her victory over Roxanne Perez. I can't even remember. That's terrible of me. Sorry, guys. It must have been that forgettable. And in the main event for the NXT Championship, Ilja Dragunov successfully defeated and defended his NXT Championship against Baron Corbin. Decent match, especially with Baron Corbin being the other opponent in the match. I'm not I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin. Never have been. Never will be. But he put on a damn good match with Ilja, and it's probably because Ilja was the one that was in the match with him. But good match, very good match. Ilja Dragunov is still the NXT champion, and that match is set. So, at NXT New Year's Evil, we will get the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge winner, Blair Davenport, challenging the NXT Women's Champion, Lyra Valkyria, for the NXT Women's title. And also at NXT New Year's Evil, we will get the Iron Survivor Men's Challenge winner, Trick Williams, challenging the NXT champion, Ilja Dragunov, one-on-one for the NXT Championship. That should be a hell of a match. Both matches should actually be really great matches. I cannot wait to see both of them. Of course, I will have to say I'm more excited for the Williams-Dragunov match than I am for Davenport and Valkyria, but I don't want to take anything away from the ladies. I think they will put on a hell of a match for sure. It'll be very hard for these two matches to live up. I don't think, actually, let me rephrase that. I don't think it will be very hard for either one of these matches to live up to the hype that is building for these matches already. So NXT New Year's Evil will be coming to you live. Let me see. I'm trying to put it here. It's actually not going to be a premium live event. The NXT New Year's Evil will actually be a episode of the NXT weekly television show, and it will be taking place live on January 2nd, 2024 at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. That is right. So just one day removed from the new year, NXT New Year's Evil, January 2nd, 2024 at the Performance Center in Orlando. All right, guys, we're going to take a short little break here, and we'll be back in just a moment with some more IE Wrestling Show. Take care, guys.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los. Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man, yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy, awesome white tea. We're coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's happening, sports fans? Are you a fan of Southern California sports? Are you looking for a show hotter than a hot summer day in California? Then look no further than the SoCal Supreme Sports Show, where I talk about all things Southern California sports. That's right, all sports teams from Southern California. From the hard-hitting tackles of the NFL, to the killer crossovers and big three-pointers of the NBA and WNBA, to the grand slams of the MLB, to the bone-chilling goals of the NHL, and to the booming kicks of the MLS. The SoCal Supreme Sports Show has it all for you. Oh, and let us not forget about the college sports as well. So join me, Taryn Rodriguez, every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, IE Sports Radio fans? It's your boy, the SoCal Saint, still here with the IE Wrestling Show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. Showing some love to your boy. If you do love what I do here on the show, just please hit a like, share, and subscribe. Do yourself a favor. Go to X and follow me at IE Wrestling Show. Follow IE Sports Radio at IE Sports Radio. Check out our awesome website at iesportsradio.com. And like I said, if you're looking for the something for the fan of IE Sports Radio in your life and your family, go to our merch store and buy yourself some merch. Buy them some merch for Christmas. The holiday season is right now. We are in full swing, and Christmas is literally like 10 days away now or something. Ugh. And I'm not even done Christmas shopping. So yeah, that's that. Your boy will be back next week with an all new episode of the IE Wrestling Show. Next week, I will announce it here right now, and I'll put out the announcement on my X show here soon as well. But next week, we'll get into some wrestling news. But the majority of the show, I'm going to be giving y'all my top 10 matches for the year of 2023. This is going to be a year in review show for certain, because your boy's going to be taking a break probably to be with the fam during the week of Christmas, so there will be no show that week, so I'm announcing it right here, right now. So next week, we'll have the year in review show, and then your boy's going to be taking a slight little break from the show, and then I'll be back once again with an all-new episode following that. So guys, take care of yourselves, finish up some Christmas shopping, be safe, love each other, respect each other, and I will see y'all next time. Same SoCal Saint time, same SoCal Saint channel. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.